In this video, we will go through the process of triggering the student feedback, viewing the student from the student view, and the process of reporting on that feedback once the students have submitted their responses. Once you're logged into your staff dashboard, to open the feedback survey, go to Advanced, click on Surveys or Assessments. Once you are on the surveys page, look for the right feedback using the filters above. In this example, it is the student placement feedback. Once you have found the right survey, click on the survey name. This should bring you to the survey form details. As you can see, there are 3 different sections configured in this form: intra pre-placement, intra during placement, and intra post placement feedback. And each stage has 3 to 5 questions for the students to answer. If you click on the preview icon, you can view how the survey and each stage will look like to the student. You can select all stages or select stage 1, 2, or 3 based on your requirements. In the Stage tab, this is where you can view how each stage is set up in terms of the trigger dates and deadlines. As the student will be required to complete 3 different feedback forms per placement, there are 3 different stages set up: the pre-placement stage, during placement stage, and the post-placement stage. Once you click on the stage, this is where you can see the stage details and the trigger date and time. For example, in the intra pre-placement feedback survey, the survey will be triggered 7 days before the start of placement. For the student, it will be due on the start of placement date, and the close date will be 1 week after the start of placement. Similarly, for the during placement stage, the survey will be triggered 30 days from the start of placement. The post-placement stage will be triggered 2 weeks after their end of placement date. In the security section, you can view the staff members who have access to this survey. In the campaign section, you can view the campaign associated with that academic year. In this example, it is the student placement feedback 2024-25. In order to trigger the feedback form for the students, click on the campaign name, go to the Placements tab, and click on Add Placements button. Once you have the right filter set up, this should give you a list of all the placements where the feedback is not triggered yet. You can select any individual student by ticking the checkbox against the student record. In this example, I have selected 2 students, or bulk select the placements using the checkbox in the first row. Once you have selected the right placements where you wish to trigger the feedback, click on Add. In this example, clicking on Add will trigger the feedback for 26 interest students in the list. Once you have triggered the feedback, you can track the progress using the Stages tab. Select the Stage View mode. Select the stage you want to view the progress for. For example, Stage 1. This will give you a list of all the placements along with the status for the feedback. For example, if the feedback form is closed, not yet open, not yet started by the student, etc. In terms of the student view, once the feedback is triggered, the student will get a notification in their to-do list saying their response is required to the student placement feedback along with the due date. Once they click on the notification, They will be then required to complete the feedback as per the stage they are in. In this example, it is stage 1, that is the pre-placement, and their due date is the 18th of July. Once the student has added their feedback, they can then click on Save as a Draft or Submit to submit the feedback to DCU. Once the student has submitted the feedback, the task will disappear from their to-do list. Now coming back to the staff view, you can track the feedback process using the Stages tab. Click on Stage and select the stage you want to track. For example, in this case, the student test name 84 has completed their feedback stage 1 along with their submission date. So the student has submitted the feedback on the 17th of July at 4:14 p.m. To view their assessment, you can click on the View button next to their placement record. In order to view a complete report of the feedback survey, again go back to Advanced, click on Surveys or Assessments, and look for the right survey. In this example, it is the student placement feedback. Once you have found the right survey, click on Feedback Report and click on Run. Once you have the right criteria selected, you should be able to view the report. As you can see, there were 26 placements and 1% of the students have completed their survey. To view the report, click on the View button. This should download the feedback report on your system. As you can see, there were 78 assessments sent and 1 student has submitted their assessment. Thank you.